Hello friends, I just got back from the Singapore premiere of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and this is my quick review and my first impressions of the movie. And let me just start off by saying that I am extremely surprised at how much drama there is in this movie. So the main character is played by Josh Hutcherson, who you might recognize from The Hunger Games. He played Peter Malak, one of the protagonists in The Hunger Games. And in the past few years, he's been I would say he's become a more serious actor. Like, he tends to act in roles that have quite a bit of meat in them, like where he can really show off his acting skills. And when they announced that he was playing the main character in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I was honestly very surprised. I mean, this is not a knock on Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'm sure when you think of Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, the first thing that comes to your mind is not that this is gonna be an Oscar-level movie with like amazing, masterful storytelling and it's gonna sweep all the Academy Awards. Far from it. And I just expect a fun horror slasher movie, just like the games. And well, after watching the movie, that opinion hasn't changed. Like, I'm not going to pretend that this film is like some super deep philosophical piece of art, but I will say that Josh Hutcherson is freaking amazing in this movie. Like, I don't know whether he missed the memo or what, but in a movie that is a very fun horror slasher movie, suddenly you have the protagonist who feels like he's in a serious art movie. Like, he puts on an acting performance that is so great that it kind of almost not fits with the movie. It's like, here you are thinking that you are watching a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but when you go in, because he does such an amazing job with his character, it kind of takes so much attention away from Five Nights at Freddy's, from like the animatronics and all the killing and all that. Josh Hutcherson really did his best with the character he was given and he knocked it out of the park. So let me explain. He plays this character named Mike. He's the protagonist, and throughout the story you begin to learn that he has a long missing brother who was kidnapped in front of him when he was just 12 years old. And he's the only one taking care of his little sister now because his parents are both gone. And so he's just this very honest, hardworking guy who is forced to take this crappy job at the Freddy's pizza place because he needs to support his sister. And throughout the movie, you can just feel the utter pain and anguish that his character is going through because he feels so guilty about losing his brother all those years ago. And now he has to take care of his little sister. Like, he really feels that he's the only person that she can rely on. And he doesn't want to lose her the same way he lost his brother. And all of that has shaped him into this man that he is in this movie. And he really brings so much drama, so much gravitas to not just his role, but the entire movie as a whole. I guess you might even say his acting was so good that it felt like he didn't belong in this movie. And yeah, he completely transformed this movie from just being a fun horror slasher movie into a very serious drama actually. So if that's not what you were expecting, I guess you might be pleasantly surprised or a little disappointed depending on what you wanted out of the movie. But alright, let's switch gears now and talk about what I did expect from the movie. And that is the awesome animatronics and just all the horror slasher elements of the movie. And let me just say, this movie delivers on all those fronts perfectly. So if you are a huge fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's video games, the whole series, I think you will really love this movie. I watched this movie in a cinema full of Five Nights at Freddy's fans, and they were cheering throughout the movie, like they really enjoyed themselves in this movie. And for those people wondering, yes, there is fan service in this movie, a lot of fan service in this movie. And not just like game references, but also references to, how do I put this without spoiling it? Let me just say, if you enjoy watching theory videos about Five Nights at Freddy's on YouTube, you're gonna love this movie. I'm not gonna spoil any more than that, but yeah, there are some really fun cameos in this movie. And by the time the movie ended, the whole audience erupted in applause, so everyone was really satisfied with how the movie turned out. And overall, for me, myself, I really enjoyed the movie, but I will say, if you are looking for a horror movie to really scare you, I don't think this is the movie. Like, this movie actually has a lot more humor in it than horror, surprisingly. Like, in Singapore here, it's a PG-13 movie, so there's barely any blood and gore. I mean, there is some blood and gore, but it's very, very minor. Like, not anything that will give you nightmares at all. So yeah, if you're looking for a movie to really scare you, this probably isn't it. But if you're just looking for a fun slasher movie, then I think this is definitely the movie for you. Overall, I will give the movie a 7 out of 10. I think my main complaint with the movie is that the ending was a little cheesy, but you know, I really like the overall direction of the movie, and especially in the middle of the movie goes in a completely different direction that you do not expect. I don't want to spoil anything, but the story just takes a complete turn. Like you will never see it coming. Except now, maybe when I told you you'll never see it coming, you'll probably see it coming. But for me, I totally did not see the middle portion coming, and that was really great to be surprised like that. Yep. So I guess if you are a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I can highly recommend this movie. And if you're looking for a fun kind of horror movie, not very scary, but just a fun slasher movie, then this is the movie for you. And it's a little cheesy, but I like it. Anyway, that's all for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do see this movie, I hope you enjoy it as well. Thanks again for watching, everybody. And as always, stay gold. Bye, guys.